Valentine's Day 2008 is a day that I will never forget. No, it's not the day that I got a girlfriend or the day that I got married, but it is a day I started an incredible journey that has changed my life forever. That day, I got a letter in the mail, a letter that I've waited for my whole life, and finally it was here, and I could touch it, and I could feel it, and I could hold it. And so I gathered my family around, and I opened up this letter, and I pulled out the letter. And this letter called me to be a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It told me that I would be serving in Roseville, California. And then as I kept reading, I saw that I would be speaking the Hmong language. Hmong. I had never heard of this language before. In fact, I thought it was a typo and thought I was going to have to send my letter back. But I later found out that it was not a typo, that it is a real language, a real people, and they incredibly have blessed my life, these Hmong people that I got to meet and serve on my mission. That's who I'd like to tell you about today. I'd like to tell you three things about these Hmong people. First, who they are. Second, why they're here in America. And third, what I learned from them. I'd like to share with you those three things. First, who are they? Well, if you're walking down the street and saw a Hmong person, you would probably think in your mind, Asian. And that's where they originate from, Asia. But however, there are only 4 million Hmong people in the whole world, estimated, and only 300,000 of those live here in America. Their language is incredible. It does sound Asian as well, but it's a little bit different than other Asian languages. It's a tonal language, so it kind of goes up and down, almost sounds like singing at times. And because it's tonal, you can say one word 9 different ways, and it means 9 different things. So, for instance, one of my favorite phrases in Hmong is this: "Gu ka 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 gu ka gu." I only said 2 words, gu and ga, but they mean different things. And actually, that phrase means I poke you, so that consequently you'll poke me back. So just kind of a fun phrase in Hmong that I've learned to love that language so much. Their writing system is somewhat incredible as well. For thousands of years, they did not have a writing system. Could you imagine that, not having a writing system? Well, eventually, in the 70s, some Hmong people in France got together and they put together a Romanized Hmong writing system. And I have right here a Book of Mormon in Hmong, and you can see that their letters are Romanized, similar to ours, but it would be hard to read without knowing the language. So on my mission, I got to teach people, Hmong people, how to read their own language because it's so new. Their food is wonderful. That was one of my favorite things as a missionary, to eat their wonderful food. Their traditional clothing, that's what I'm wearing right here, is one of their best. It's bright and colorful, and I think represents their people so well. Also, they're hardworking and very humble and kind people. Now, why are they here in America? Well, they originate from Southeastern Asia. They're kind of the mountain people over there. They don't have their own country. They're nomads. But when the Vietnam War started in Southeastern Asia, they decided to ally themselves with the United States and fight the communists and the Viet Cong over there. Well, eventually the United States pulled out of that war and left the Hmong people there to be hunted by the communists. So we went back to help these allies of ours and brought a lot of them here to America. And so that's why I got to teach Hmong people about the gospel, because they're here in America, and what a blessing that was for me and for them. Now, what did I learn from these great people? I could probably go on and on with this part, but I'd like to tell you about at least 3 things that I've learned from them. And that is the power of humility. They're very humble, very kind people that reach out of that keep to themselves, but also reach out and try to bless people's lives. And they did that for me, and I'm so grateful for that. They also are people that persevere through trials, and that's the type of person I want to be. A lot of these people lived in Laos during wartime, Laos and Thailand during wartime, and they had to run for their lives. And I heard stories on my mission of them swimming across this river called the Mekong River just to stay alive, to get to a refugee camp with the hope that one day they might be able to come here to America. And also, they are strong. They have strong families. And I love families, and that's my major. And so I learned so much from them. about families, and it makes me want to build a strong family as well. I think it's fitting that Valentine's Day was the day that I got this letter that changed my life forever, and I got to meet these Hmong people. And I think it's fitting this Valentine's Day because I love the Hmong people.